Okay, y'all, why am I up at 4 a.m. trying to find out the missing links in trucking and why the market is so down, why it's staying down? And let me just say this, I didn't find the missing link that solves all problems in trucking, but this is definitely a missing link that I thought about. Okay, so just hear me out, y'all. Y'all know my backstory, so we on the trucking platform, so I don't have to give y'all my backstory. I know who your girl is. Okay, so I was thinking about how women, fellas, this is a male dominant industry, and you guys are just dominant in this industry. And so think of the women. Look at the women in trucking, and this ain't no competition or comparison video, but look at the women in trucking. That although we are not dominant in this industry, when we get together, we stick together and we link together and we empower each other. And look, if you look at even the women trucker platforms, we made all kinds of history, with just a short time. But let me say this, man, truckers, there's no competition, because let me tell you, we got most of our support from you guys. Men empower women, women empower women, men empower women, but men do not empower men. Male truckers do, and not all, I'm not talking about all, but it's because we got the trucking with Tays out there and we got some, but you guys do not go all in for each other and empower each other like how us women do. And I'll give you an example. So when I was dispatching under my agency, I got so much man support from male owner operators. I'm talking about, you guys were flooding in by the boatloads. Okay, I'm being dramatic, but I got support. It doesn't matter what reason or what was behind it. In your thoughts, it was the factor of the matter was you guys supported me. I don't know if it was because I was a female or not, but and another thing, if us women truckers, if something was to pop off in the women trucking market, we gonna send out a mass text communication call. We got groups, all kinds of stuff singled out for just us. And if we say shut this down, all women, we're not doing this, I can guarantee you beyond a shadow of a doubt, the next day or immediately, all women trucks are going to be pulled over and on the road, over and off the road, because that is how powerful our connection is. But when it comes to men, and this is what I thought of it, you guys are so relied on with your families and supporting your families that you guys do not know how to, in the back of your head, you guys are providers, and we're providers too. We're women, we are providers. We're single mothers and everything, and we provide for our families. But you guys, men, have so much weight on them, male truckers, and y'all can't fail. Y'all don't have any other option. So you guys have a strong fear in the backs of your heads where y'all got to keep moving forward, and whether it be taking low rates, doing what you have to do. But us women, we got families to support and everything, but we will face those fears and go without, because we have you. Okay, so I want you guys to understand the power that we play as truckers overall. We are in the shipping and handling business. We constantly throw out and remind ourselves that we move the world. And if we shut down, there's no product going to be going in and out. Okay. But you guys are not applying that into us, a knowledge concept of this. I'm not telling you to shut your truck down, because I know I know for one, being a provider, you guys can't do that. But I want you to think of it on use your powers. Like, this is so crazy. So think of shipping and handling. People are always going to buy things. If you work in produce or if you work whatever you're hauling, people want stuff, especially food. If you work in produce, let's use the reefer industry, for example. If we stick together, not shut our trucks down, if we stick together. One of the things in the commerce industry, in commerce, when people are buying things, as cost and demand go up, what goes up? Those shipping and handling fees. Who runs the shipping and the handling? Okay, you got the shippers, and who does the handling? We do. Okay, so if they're paying more for shipping and handling, and the shipper is requesting more from the customer for shipping and handling, the problem is they're not paying us that increase in the handling. And why they're not paying it? Because we're not demanding it. Okay? And you know why we're not demanding it? Is because the male side of the industry is not doing their parts enough. I'm not discrediting you guys for your efforts, but you guys are not using your powers, and we need to have some type of unity and merging the women's empowerment side of trucking with the man empowerment side of trucking. And we need to just all empower each other and understand that we need to go after in the increase in the handling fees. So knowing that the shippers is requiring an increase in to their customers, and people are paying it, when it comes down as owner operators, because company drivers can't really get into this as much, but owner operators, there are millions of us, okay? Millions. We need to, when we call, you guys need to learn how to better negotiate for the load, and understand that we're not negotiate. We are not negotiating our freight. We are asking for the details of the product, and we are providing a service. So we need to stop. When I talk about negotiating freight, I'm not talking about begging and everything. I'm talking about stating what you want, telling them the service that you offer to them, and keeping it moving, not going back and forth, negotiating or getting lowballed. Okay, understanding the power of that handling fee, telling them, state the number. If everybody just call and ask for the proper amount, y'all should know what you want and what's a good rate by this time. We got tons of videos on YouTube. When you call to book a load, not negotiate a load, when you call to book a load, if we all called and just stated our service, got the details of the load, and stated our service to them, if we shot the numbers out, the broker is going to, he's weighing you out, you guys. He's weighing you out to see if you're going to, if he can lowball you, okay? He wants a negotiation. The broker wants a negotiation. If we stop giving them a negotiation and giving them a demand, more like a providing our service amount, our cost, and leaving it at that on the table, you guys will see that the broker is going to start adding a little bit more money to it and a little bit more money to it. And then once it gets out of his budget, what do you think he's going to do? He's going to call the shipper and say, hey, no one's taking your product. This is a perishable product. And the customers already paid for it because the shipper had to estimate the production of the product. So the shipper has to give up more money towards the broker in order to offer it back up for hire. So, but as long as we continue to negotiate with the brokers and take it or leave it, that whole mentality, this industry is going to continue to go downhill, because as the market, everything is increasing. The cost of living is increasing, including shipping and handling. We need to go after the handling. Stop all these marches and shutting down trucks. Let's put our prices on the table and walk away. That's plain and simple. But you guys have to. Do you want to continue to accept low freight? Look at the current fuel prices. I don't need to give you guys reasons why you should do this. Like, we need to unify and stick together. Now some of us are gonna fall along the wayside, but if we just start the process let's test market this, okay? We can start ASAP, like tomorrow. Let's test market this. I can show you guys it work. I've seen it work. You guys have seen it work, where a broker have posted a low at a low rate, and you keep seeing it grow up on the board by $100, $50, and then next thing you know, someone grabs it. Let's let those loads. Put your numbers on the table. Do not shoot out a low number. Put the numbers on, because once you go low, you can't go high, and they're gonna lock it in. Let me tell you what brokers do. When you call them and you shoot your number out, they're gonna tell you on the phone, they're gonna try to belittle you and everything, some of them, and try to make you think, oh, no way, there's no way you're gonna get that, we're gonna give it to you for that. But you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna take a little pencil and say, A and B Trucking called, and they place the rate at $5. Then another trucking company is gonna come in and say, oh, $6. They're gonna tell them, get lost, kick rocks. And then they're going to write that down and say, okay, this person said $6, but they also got a time clock in the back of their head because it's perishable products that has to get moved. So they're taking notes on that. And if they can't get it covered, they're going to be calling the shipper, communicating, saying, hey, we got perishable goods. They're not being moved. No one's biting. And the shipper's going to say, well, add some more money to it. I can give this. And then he's going to try to be cheap and give a little bit more, but not the same amount that the shipper had, because he's still trying to be gritty. We need to put our old foot down and we are out here literally struggling to feed our families, while the brokers and the shippers are increasing their shipping and handling fees, and the brokers are going lower because they're the negotiators. They're hired to negotiate the freight out to us, and they're just getting higher. They got their increase in shipping and handling, but we're not getting the handling portion because we as a unity we are not unifying. We're not putting our foot down, and so we're all walking around here, driving around here across the country, like working for free, like some slaves, okay? And in the back of our head, we have all this fear. We got to provide for our family. We run the world. We can't shut the world down. We can't do this. No, we don't need to shut down. You can't do certain things, but you at the same time, what you can do is say no. As a unity, we can say no, and we can set up a system. If we have to put together a group, a program, whatever, where we do a mass no, we're not accepting it. I guarantee you that you're going to see progress, and I can track the data for you guys. Like, we can track the data and show how when all the truckers in this area said no, the rates went up and they had to pay. Because one thing about trucking and the food industry, people are going to eat no matter what. People love eating. We have one of the largest companies for obesity, and I'm not talking about just obese people and everything. I'm just saying people love food. One thing truckers gonna do is eat. So if you in a perishable goods industry, I feel like that's the best industry to test this out. We have to work together in order to see a change in these rates. And I'm trying to give y'all, in closing, let's stop complaining. Let's stop crying. Let's stop saying they're not going to do it. Let's stop talking about them, because guess what? When we talk about them and say our opinions, they're studying us. They're studying us as owner operators, and they're using it against us. Have you ever called a broker and they said, well, everyone's taking it for this, or you're not going to be able to, you're going to have a real hard time finding a load, but good luck. And then boom, they're doing it on purpose. They're putting these thoughts that's the art of negotiating. Okay. So if we just state our service, and hang up, don't hang up on them, but put your service out there and don't lowball it. And get off the phone, and we all do the same thing. Let's practice. Let's call the same exact load. Even if we don't want the load, just call it and get the information. put the rate out there and just get off the phone or just don't put your rate out there, because then that's a part of negotiating, like you want it. But get the details. Say, hey, that's too low for me. Have another trucker call that broker and say, hey, that's too low for me. Let's shoot an astronomical rate that's something way off what you would get it for. And see, just to watch that load and see how the broker just edges it up. That is the power of unity. You guys, we have to do something. We do, because we cannot continue to work for free. And honestly, I'm ready to get back on the market. Okay. And I need some change. So in order to see that change, I need you guys to work with me. Okay. I do not want to get in the market of slavery. I want to get in the market of excellence.